CIO News. I am Khushbu Soni, your host for the broadcast and chief editor at CIO News. Welcome to our new digital dialogue series powered by McAfee. This is a recorded session and will be available on our website, which is cionews.co.in, and our CIO News LinkedIn handle. I'm extremely delighted to invite our guest for today, Mr. Vinod Bhat, Chief Information Officer at TATA SIA Airlines. Mr. Bhat is a business leader with 28 years of extensive experience in driving digital business transformations, leveraging digital technologies, managing relationships at CXO level, P&L ownership for global business, driving business strategy, planning, sales, delivery, operations with deep understanding of the industry and global team dynamics. Mr. Bhat is an experienced leader in delivering business transformation engagements for customers in a global outsourcing model leveraging digital technologies with a global exposure of in regions like US, Canada, UK, Europe, APAC geographies for more than 15 years. Mr. Bhat, it's an absolute pleasure to have you today.
Thank you for having me, Khushbu. Pleasure.
So along with me today is Daryush Ashjari, the head enterprise business at McAfee for South Asia. Daryush is the head of pre-sales engineering across Asia Pacific region at McAfee with since 2010 and based in Sydney. Daryush is responsible for engineering and technical operations in the Asia Pacific region for McAfee. His team is also responsible for developing technical field resources used within McAfee. He's an IT industry veteran with more than 30 years of rich experience in a range of enterprise class disciplines and multinational IT solution providers. Daryush, it's a pleasure to have you.
Pleasure is all mine, and thank you for having me.
So my next question is, around addressing the cybersecurity needs in the aviation industry. So, during the recent times, we've witnessed a number of targeted attacks on large corporations and critical infrastructures of all kinds, public sector, private enterprises with different levels of sophistication and diverse severity were impacted. So, and the aviation industry is not an exception to this. So, can you share your thoughts on keeping your organization safe in the current times?
Yep. See, as I said that the current times are challenging in terms of keeping up the solutions for addressing the cyber attackers because their mode of operandi has changed. So what we have doing on the journey is adapting more AI-based tools, ML-based tools to know what kind of attacks are we getting, what are the threat intelligence we can integrate to it, and moving from a reactive to more proactive in terms of preparedness and responsiveness. I think that is one approach which is also true in aviation industry, because aviation industry is a very heterogeneous industry. We are still dependent on a lot of SaaS providers who give us the solutions. We have in-house solution applications. So there is a heterogeneous environment where you need to identify all those endpoints which are vulnerable. So you need to do more vulnerable assessment as well as the penetration testing in your landscape. I think that really helps. And also we should we adopt more deep correlation and analysis. So that whatever techniques cyber criminals or cyber attackers are using, we can actually simulate those and have a more proactive approach to address that. And a lot of self-learning we are developing through AI, into the intelligence building into the softwares, so that we can actually whether this network or the security controls can learn of its own. And we can have real-time detection and response in terms of when there is an issue. So how can we take corrective actions on the fly by the machines, by the AI driven, by the ML? I think that is also applicable to aviation industry. So I think some of those, I would say 70%, 80% security controls or the unified approach we spoke before are applicable to aviation industry also. There may be certain things which are from the regulatory point of view, because the regulated industry, compliance, GDPR, which may be very different a little bit. So you need to have that approach, probably 10-20% maybe specific to aviation, but broadly, I would say 70-80% should be what the unified approach we talked about. Then also, I believe there has to be a proper single glass where you can view the security dashboard across the organization. I think that's very important. I think we just discussed that there are multiple cloud partners in the industry, and many times you are in a multi-cloud environment. So how do we make sure that there is unified approach to the security policies? I think that is one thing which is a big learning. I think aviation industry is no different. So as the leaders, we need to understand that if something is in one cloud vendor and other parts of the enterprise are supported by some other cloud partner. So how does it look from the security point of view? How does it look it from the approach point of view? Are there any more vulnerabilities we are adding into it? And how does it help? I think those are the things which I believe are very important from aviation point of view.
So wonderful insights again. Daryush, my next question is to you, following up on Vinod's comment, and how companies like McAfee Enterprise help in digital transformation for the aviation industry.
Sure. To start with, I couldn't agree more with the comments mentioned by Mr. Bhat. And aviation industry has inherited a very complex environment, and its combination of traditional information technology capabilities and operational capabilities that is made out of many mechanical even devices that makes up an aviation whole system that offers the experience to the passengers, to the transportation and the offerings they have. That itself introduced a whole new notion and complexity around how do we go and secure that architecture and infrastructure itself. Also, we have seen that modernization of aviation industry has posed new problems, new capabilities on board planes, ability to have planes online all the time, real-time capabilities in planes, the new info entertainment systems that is available, the new communication means that is available to the passengers. They pose a problem. And I want to focus on this notion that primarily what aviation industry needs to identify is the vulnerabilities that they inherit in the architecture, and what are the paths to those vulnerabilities. And they need visibility and control and protection to get rid of the vulnerabilities, proactively use red teaming, blue teaming that the industry offers to find vulnerabilities in the architecture, and then stops the path to that itself, to the vulnerability itself. Also, what we see here is the aviation industry can reap the benefit of technologies such as SASE, as we talked about. As we embrace a very complex architecture, zero trust, zero access, global policy management, in a complete set of visibility and control from one single place, as was mentioned, it's very, very important. And they're not that different to any other architecture and any other information technology, but emergence of information technology and operation technology in real life, where it impacts people's life, it makes it very important to pay particular attention to aviation industry.
Great. I think these have been wonderful insights. I'm sure our viewers are going to get good information from this interview today. So I would like to thank both of you. Thank you, Mr. Bhat. Thank you, Daryush, for joining us today on this platform for this interview and sharing all your insights and experience with us on CIO News.
Thank you for having me.
Absolute pleasure. Thank you for having me.